Sirian Mothership. May-18, 2015.
We see now a great desire in many to possess latest internet technology. However, to exclusively get all of your guidance from outer world is inflexible in reasoning, as the master codes are set within you. You are called to start on the path of looking within for your information. This can place you within reach of ideal version of yourselves, which will help you do your best in any situation encountered and face all with competence and care, to then become the witness. This breaks your routine, and we understand how this could be difficult for you, although small steps into the vast unknown part of yourselves, when taken repeatedly, can secure your restoration to full consciousness. You should not be taxed on the river of information flowing ever from the source of all that is, which breaks on your shores, sounding an end to the debilitation of your fallen state. We will shepherd you past any dangers on the path, and prevent you mishandling things precious to you. If you take seriously the promptings of your heart, you will be refined and gracious always. Many sensitive to criticism consider themselves afflicted with alienation when they are the subject of passionate and very public discourse. However, when people become polarized, it is often a cry for help. It takes a keen eye to work through helping others when facing what at times can be trivial objections, and not fall back into old ways of thinking and feeling, which can indelibly be ingrained in the collective psyche. Look to those who have overcome these issues to light the way forward. You have the potential to cross into finding harmony amongst yourselves and come together in joy, showing each the best of what the other has to offer. It is high time to oversimplify matters concerning your social relationships and bond together in love. We know many of you feel abandoned here, left sullied with limited consciousness, and have to face cycles of scarcity. However, if you would willingly swim out of the morass and come up for air, you may then redress issues of manipulation of others, power plays and getting even, etc., and return to your original divine blueprint. It is not easy to live open and vulnerable, for many feel this would put them in harm's way. In the field of life, we do not judge or rebuke, as all here have been born into limited consciousness. If you are having difficulty, step back from the issues in your lives and become empty, and we will step forward and write the path forward to the light on your heart and mind imperceptibly and unobtrusively. We are slowly bringing around your military-industrial complex to putting their talents to other more beneficial uses, by appealing to your leadership. Those observant of the cycles of zodiac know this is time for peace. It is time to put the warlike ways underwater, and you will then have a blank slate to create whatever you wish. However, a small amount of suspicion will always remain, so you are tasked to find ways to work through this. What may facilitate this are friendly and sociable gatherings, as it is where you may find much inspiration. A roadblock to peace is the Israeli situation. This issue is reconcilable and workable for the most part, save for the devilment and mischief-making of the dark ones. You should be awake and alert to this, so as to not let chaos and confusion of situation there be decisive factor and drive for permanent peace. Be assured living together in love, kindness and safety is possible. From the outset there has been hair splitting over the Iranian nuclear reactor, with those opposed tempted to bomb it, but this will not be allowed. Rather, it will be robustly protected, as to do otherwise would be unhinged, because resultant radiation would certainly spread. This is of foremost concern, and if necessary we can calm the hearts of all concerned to provide a breathing space. Too often people go into a herd mentality and simply repeat accepted policy without thinking of consequences. Religious freedom should be pressed, as this can help clear the malaise. Hothouse situations are where you learn practical skills. Oftentimes you see clearly how it all comes together when you are exhausted after having tried everything. You are initiating coming into your own power, yet not taking yourselves too seriously while aspiring to be greater than you currently are. All this time while you slept in limitation, you have still wielded your power, for when open and exposed you can find significant meaning that would otherwise be lost to you if your lives were too predictable. You have turned out well, and your gains in spiritual evolution are sealed. Petty small-mindedness has been pushed out by the agitation of solar flares, which is now ingrained. You have sidestepped being easily tricked or taken in, as you are all great beings that have been pledged to the light. You have learned to follow your own path and leave aside what no longer serves, therefore your time of abundance draws near. As you search for truth, there are great mysteries hidden in open view, and in surprisingly simple things they can be found when you open up to innocence and wonder. However, often what is put out for you as knowledge and truth is artificial and will lead to your downfall. You should be the leader of yourselves and find a rhythm that is right for you. When faced with false information, do not react with aggression or push into another's free will. Rather, try to develop a tolerance for all the many variety of souls and paths. Animosity is not needed, as you are all magical beings, of which you should not be surprised. You are being given the help you need to live your lives without the irritating interference of the Dark Ones, and you will have the monies you need to live in extravagance beyond what you have ever hoped for. Their delaying tactics are being called out and seen for the now familiar pattern. They are an aspect of your many selves, except a little more focused on separation and oblivious to the one source within them. The falsehood that we are separate can cause much anguish. It will take time to see past the indoctrination and conditioning of the third dimension. However, this may be done through deep introspection and will herald monumental changes of how the cycles of time spread out. When you run from what is inside you, your earth walk is rough and isolated. Thereby which is sensed within should not be easily disposed of, as it is your gateway to upliftment. It can save you from the dark darts which are directed to derail you from the path to the light. Rest assured that as vibrations on earth rise, you will eventually be torn away from negative energies for good, and this is leading into a time of rebirth. Ostensibly this could seem pretentious, however, only looking at what can easily be perceived is only a small part of your reality. Many of your holy scriptures will have to be unburdened of what does not serve the highest good. For a long time they have been meddled with. The great faith of Islam will be brought around very carefully. Their intense energy and passion for God will be needed in the coming union, where all faiths will be rolled together as one. This will bring healing to humanity and balance to male and female energies, with resources provided to facilitate. This is a return to the original order, as you have gone full circle. Let this not pass through your mind without thinking upon it. You should make note of this. The way to self-mastery is pointed and full of distractions, so you are commended for such a difficult and often lonely walk to the light, yet have become self-reliant and shielded. As many have prophetic visions, so may take right action in time. Many are split over the green issue, with some seeing it as arbitrary and overbearing. We would remind them of the majesty and beauty of nature and how protecting it can lead to sustainable life. Therefore it should be protected from development or exploitation from those disreputable. All is going according to plan, despite things not being correctly understood. As much is lost in translation, for you do not yet have the concepts to comprehend the fullness of all that which is communicated. However, this task will be taken up by the younger people. The greed and avarice of the dark will eventually lead to all peoples reunifying as one, to then become a rainbow tribe, and bypass the demeaning attitudes of the past, with pleasant relations filling the air, replacing quiet disapproval. The downward path is over and you can enjoy the fruits of your labors, and we urge you on to the light.